everybody. Welcome back to another episode of God Built This Podcast. I'm your host, Maxine, and we're on episode 205. Welcome back. Hello. So sorry for not releasing an episode this past Tuesday. I am just realizing more and more that feminism has really set women backwards. Okay? Or maybe forwards, but in a like reversal type of way, backwards. No, but I really just feel like this idea of feminism or the movement of feminism has really just set up women for disaster. Women are not made to work. Hello? Yes, I said what I said. I believe women should not be working. Okay, I'm really just saying this particularly because when I'm on my period, when I am menstruating, and even the days after I'm done bleeding, it's hell. It's hell. And I understand that there are some women whom are not experiencing the same experience as me, right? Like there are some women who don't even have periods and is way before their menopausal era. There are some women who have light periods and it's really nothing. And it's not like my period is heavy per se. It's just the symptoms are the heavy one. Like it's the heavy thing. And I just have to suck it up, right? Like, or I just have to figure out a way to still keep on keeping on. And I am draining. And I don't know how else to paint this picture for my 77% male listeners, but it's really hell. And I think sometimes, I remember growing up, right? And being younger, the boys around me would say, oh, she's just on her period. Are you on your period? Are you on period? And they'll say it so flippantly, right? And I think they didn't really know what that meant, right? I don't think boys knew what that, oh, you're on your period meant. They just knew like, oh, sometimes she gets moody, or hey, you like chocolate? I heard, women who are on their period like chocolate. And it's like, that's literally the vast amount of information that they had, that chocolate and moody symptoms are just the main symptoms of being on your period. And it's not like it. And here's the thing, like moody is not even it's not even the exact description. It's like my feelings aren't mine. It's like there's something else in control of me. I'm possessed. I am possessed. Something has taken over. Something has usurped my body because I'm still trying to navigate while I'm feeling different feelings and while I'm feeling so much ache and pain and cramp and fatigue. The fatigue is beyond. And I'm having to go to work? Like, what the fuck? Like, I have to work? I just want to go home. I want to go. Like, that's really the mindset I have. So anyway, that is the reason why I could not release an episode for Tuesday. I typically like to record the day before of the release date. Maybe I should have stopped doing that, but like I like for it to be fresh, right? And I like that fresh feeling in case I missed any groundbreaking news coverage. But yeah, and even so, like prior to my bleeding beginning, and I'm purposely saying bleeding because that's a whole different show, right? But prior to even the bleeding happening, there's symptoms before that, right? There's symptoms. There's symptoms that I personally experience that I don't think I want to share too much on this platform because it might be TMI. Bleeding is already enough. You already know women bleed. But there's something else that comes out of me other than blood, prior to the blood. And I don't really want to get into that. But then that happens. And I'm just left feeling just so yucky and just, like I want to be alone. I'm ashamed. Who am I? Like, I feel all these weird feelings. And in one hand, okay, well, it's just me being a woman, right? I'm a woman. This is a part of being a woman and yada, yada, yada. And I just really want to say shut the fuck up to all these trans women out here who, the 5 of you, but even though it's really a small number of them out here, but it feels like it's so many. But the reason why I'm saying shut the fuck up to all of them is they fantasize and romanticize the idea of womanhood and girlhood. Actually, they actually say girlhood, which is very weird and predatory, I would say, because many of these men are grown, and for them to romanticize girlhood makes me wonder, are you a pedophile? Okay, so there's that. But also the reason why I'm saying shut the fuck up to them is they capture all of the cuteness of being a girl and being a woman, right? Makeup, lip gloss, playing with your hair, doing hairstyles, dresses and stuff like that. But you're not, right? Like, you're not a woman. Like, you're biologically not a woman. And you get to play one on the surface, even though you're not still a woman on the surface. Like, you could tell, like, oh, that's a man. Like, you could tell. I was at Sephora the other day, and I'm seeing an influx. Because this was the second person I've seen who I believe is trans, and she, I guess, she's going by she, is completely dressed as a woman. But there was something about this person where I'm just like, I don't know. And what I notice about trans men is they don't really like women. Like, I'm dead ass. And I'm not talking about gay men. There's a difference, right? Like, gay men, trans, that's different. Trans men in particular, I feel like they look at women as competition, as a threat, as someone who's going to expose them per se. I don't know, there's this weird energy of competition that I'm sensing from them, from trans men. The few times that I've been at Sephora recently, I've seen 2 trans men at 2 different locations of Sephora. And one man who, I don't know if he just naturally had long hair, but that worked to his favor, obviously, because he transitioned. But like, his body was still a man. Like, he didn't have any boobs. He still had man hands. Like, he's a fucking man. But his face was beat for the gods. So, and what I mean by that, to my 77% male listeners, hey, it's basically like his makeup was pretty on point, well done. Maybe he did it himself, but either way, he knew how to do his face. And had it not been for the makeup, like, I still knew that he was a man, but I felt like, dang, like, if I saw him from a distance, if maybe another man, I don't know, like, he could have easily fooled you. Basically, that's where I'm getting at. He could have easily fooled you and smiled while fucking you from behind. Like, I don't know, like, it could have just been one of those things. Anyway, I remember that Sephora trip, and what happened? He's just like uncomfortable. Like, it felt like he didn't want to get close to me, wasn't really helping me. Like, typically when you walk into a store, any store, but particularly a Sephora, you're bombarded by the employees. Hi, may I help you? Are you looking for anything in particular? Let me know if you need any help. I'm Jamie. Like, like, they're actually annoying. Like, I got it. And that's how I am when I go to any store. I really don't like to be bothered. I think my anxiety flares up because I just like to go on a mission. I know what I'm looking for. I want to go out. I want to go in for these items and I want to leave. And with stores, it's so overly stimulating for me, and I just want to go home. It's just too much. Anyway, he never helped. Like, this nigga never, like, you walking around and he's making mad eye contact with me. I believe he was like Indian. He gave me Indian vibes, like just by his skin tone, but who knows? But that's one example. This other last trans woman, and I'm saying she because I really thought she was a black woman. Hello? No, when I tell you she had boobs like a